Hi, my name is Karina, and I'm the founder of the Wizard's Way coaching programs, and I help you find your magic. Today, I want to introduce a simple yet powerful tool that you can use to completely supercharge your manifesting results. This spell will help you to realize all of your desires, but it will also help you to experience greater peace, ease, and flow in your life. The spell is called Expecto Patronum. And if you have read the Harry Potter books or have watched the movies, you may be familiar with this spell. And if not, some context is that the wizards of Harry Potter would use Expecto Patronum in order to protect themselves from Dementors. So Dementors were these black cloaked ghostly figures who represented all of the fear, despair, and all of the negativity of the world. And what wizards would do is they would conjure a Patronus from their wand, which was a light being. And they would conjure this Patronus by thinking of a happy memory. And the Patronus would erupt from their wand, would banish the Dementors, and would protect the wizards in a warm light. Now, this process is such a wonderful analogy for what we're really doing when we're involved in the manifestational process. Because really, there are lots of tools and techniques that we can use with the power of intention to manifest specific desires. And I'll definitely be talking about those in future videos because it's important to be recognizing the magic that we are and using that on a regular basis. But essentially at the core, what we're doing when we're manifesting is we are acknowledging and calling forth this deepest, truest essence of ourselves, analogous to a Patronus, by uniting with joy. And then that deepest expression, that essence of ourselves, is what is creating our ideal life and really our ideal world around us. And so it's really an experience of surrendering to joy. So how do we perform the Expecto Patronus spell? We first close our eyes and get really present in our bodies, in our minds. And then bring to mind a happy memory or something or someone you love, just something that can be a touchstone for joy for you. And so for me, a memory that I often turn to is when I was hiking with friends along the coast of England. It was a perfect summer day, and I just felt like I was fully complete. Like there wasn't anything else that I needed in that moment in order to feel complete. So that is often what I turn to if I need this touchstone of joy to perform this spell. So whatever it might be, it could be a happy memory, it could be a loved one. Harry will often bring to mind his parents whom he loves dearly. So anything that gives you that sense of deep peace and love and joy. And one thing that I want to kind of make a distinction about here is that it's important to not effort too much in this process. So when Harry would perform this spell, he would often be in these really high pressure situations where he would have Dementors all around him, and he would need to really muster up a happy feeling in order to banish them. And, we might have some higher pressure situations as well in our lives where we're just feeling a lot of negativity in the moment or just feeling in a really low mood, and we want to transform that fast. But I would encourage you to go about this process in a way that approaches it with more ease. And so instead of trying really hard to feel these really high feelings of excitement or euphoria, instead what you want to do is tap into some associated feelings of relief, of peace, of fulfillment. So as I mentioned with the memory that I brought up, it was really about feeling complete. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this moment is so amazing. It was more of this really peaceful, calm sense of joy. So that's what I would recommend when you're approaching this process. So once you've identified what that feeling is, which that touchstone is of joy for you, Then you just, again, want to get back into your body, really present with your body, and identify where this feeling shows up on a visceral level. So where does it show up in your body? Is it in your heart? Do you feel it there? Is it in your solar plexus or your stomach? Is there maybe a tingling sensation in your fingers or in your temples? Whatever sensations are showing up in your body, just become really present to that. And the reason we're doing this is to help us create an anchor for this feeling of joy. So when we have this anchor, then if we do the spell in the future, we won't need to necessarily go into our head and be thinking of some happy memory or some touchstone for joy. Instead, we can go straight to the feeling in our body, and that'll get us there really fast. So we always want to be getting out of our heads as much as possible and into our bodies when we're feeling anything. So once you've created this anchor, then what I would invite you to do is to either mentally or out loud, if you feel comfortable, say the words expecto patronum, like you're casting a spell of joy. And then imagine a patronus, a light being, erupting forth from within you and surrounding you in this warm light. And just know and trust that that warm light, that light being is always there to protect you, and you can turn to it at any time. So one thing I want to also clarify is that when we are summoning this light being, these feelings of joy and this protection, this warm ring of protection, we are not protecting ourselves from evil in the way that the wizards of Harry Potter would when they were protecting themselves from Dementors. Because really there is no evil out there in the world, because everything comes from within. What we're actually doing when we're utilizing the spell is we are getting in touch with joy so that we can create from that space and, not create from feelings of lack or fear. So that's really what we're doing when we're going about this spell. So let me know how this experience goes for you using this spell. I know for me, I have just experienced so much more synchronicities in my life. Just people respond to me completely differently. I just feel a sense of flow. People and opportunities just line up for me without me having to really try or ask. And so it's just a really great way to establish a foundational practice for your manifesting. So as I mentioned before, there's lots of specific tools and techniques that we'll be talking about in order to manifest, but really I would encourage you to use expecto patronum as your foundational practice. And the reason why I introduce these techniques as spells is because it's really helpful to be able to awaken to the magic that you have within you. Because this ability to create from within really is magical in the same way that the wizards of Harry Potter were. So you really are a wizard in a sense. And so really getting in touch with that and using magic to create your life is just such a joyful process that I love to share with all of you. And so let me know what your experience has been using this spell. You can let me know in the comments below. And if you're interested in subscribing to the channel and getting notified when new videos are released, you can hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, I would encourage you to give it a thumbs up. And if you want more tips and tools about how to use your magic, you can visit my blog on my website, which is, the link is in the description box below. And I post a lot of helpful content there as well. So looking forward to hearing your experiences and having you live your magic. And I will talk to you soon.